MTG Friends here. Let's go ahead and do a Precon upgrade commander deck tech for Nalia de Arnise. This is from Baulders Gate, and it is fun. I did the Precon of this. We actually recorded it live, and the file was corrupt. So actually, we're going to do that again coming soon to a screen near you. Anyways, Nalia de Arnise, let's go ahead and look through this. If you are a subscriber to the channel, you know what we do. You know what's up. We're looking at some packages, yo. All right, we got the Party On package, a giant amount of removal, draw package, some treasures. We're going to be doing some treasure shenanigans in this. Land package, which is exactly what you'd expect in these colors. Only one protection piece. A few tutors, and of course we got some ramp. And in the maybe board is all of the Precon cards we swapped out, and also some that just didn't quite make the cut. So what, pray tell, does Nalia do? You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, and Wizard spells from the top of your library. Means you don't have to. I don't know why you wouldn't. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party of course being Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, and Wizard, then put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, and those creatures gain Death Touch until end of turn. The +1 counters is what we're going after. That's bueno, super bueno. So let's jump in, and Architect here looks like we're gonna be doing draw first. And you're gonna notice it's not tribal per se, but we are definitely going for the Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, Wizard synergy. Synergy. All right, so Alms Collector is the first one in draw. It's got Flash, which is really nice for all sorts of versatility. It is if an opponent would draw 2 or more cards instead, you and that player each draws a card. And in most of the groups I play in, there's usually double draw happening all over the place. Archivist of Agma. Flash as well for 2. Whenever an opponent searches their library, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Yes, thank you very much. All right, Black Market Connections. I believe this is in this Precon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose 1 or more. Now, just remember that's at the beginning of your first main phase is another way of putting that. So you have to do this as you're going into your main phase to make this trigger. Sell contraband, you can create a treasure token, lose a life. Buy information, draw a card, you lose 2 life. And hire a mercenary, create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter creature, and that has changeling, and you lose 3 life. What is amazing about this card is you can actually do all 3 for the 3, 4, 5, 6. For 6 life, you can do all 3. Early in the game, that ain't bad. 3 drop, doing that? Yes, sirree, Bob. All right, Esper Sentinel. This thing is a competitive card. This is a commander card. This thing is just awesome for draw. For 1, why Esper Sentinel? Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless that player pays X, where X is its power. And in theory, this thing, as long as it sticks on the battlefield, is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as the game goes on if it survives. Frixia Arena, because we're in multicolors, we're not doing Necropotence, we're not doing any other kind of draw in that caliber of cards. So Frixia Arena is pretty good. So 3 drop at the beginning of your upkeep, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. We do have some life gain in here, so shouldn't be a problem. Read the Bones, scry 2, then draw 2 cards, you lose 2 life. Need I say more about that one? The land package, you know what? It's pretty much what you'd expect to see. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby. We got the shock lands, the fetch land in the colors, the typical dual colors that you'd expect. Bright Climb Pathway. We got Ancient Tomb in there for some extra spice so we can tap for 2 colorless, lose 2 life. Silent Clearing, sack it, draw a card, all the stuff you'd expect to see in dual colors. And War Room, since we're in a dual color deck, this one is pretty good as well. Pay life equal to the number of colors in your commander for 3 and draw a card. We like it. We like it. Yes, yes, yes. And then we have some of these don't come in tapped if you have 3 or more opponents. You get it. You get it. Just shave like 6, 7, 8, 10 minutes off of this episode. You're welcome. Oh, you're welcome. All right, let's go into the party on, man. Party on. Arena Rector. I'm not going to touch that one. For 4, it's a 1/2. Whenever Arena Rector dies, you may exile it. If you do, search your library for a Planeswalker card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. And I believe we have... Well, it would be dumb to have that in here if we didn't have at least a Planeswalker in here. Let's see if I screwed that up. I don't think I screwed that up, but let's see. Let's see what's happening. All right, Aven Mind Sensor. Flash flying. If an opponent would search a library, that player searches the top 4 cards of that library instead. And that's opponents only. So we like that card. Yes, we do. Body Launderer. Death Touch. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, Body Launderer connives. Whenever Body Launderer dies, return another target non-rogue creature card with equal or lesser power from your graveyard to the battlefield. So if this thing gets bigger, it's even better. And it's a rogue because we're doing party stuff, y'all. Connive, connive. I'm assuming you all know what connive is. If you don't, put it in the comments. I'll explain it. Baracus Party Leader for 4. Baracus Party Leader is also a cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard. So if you need that party filled out, this thing is definitely going to do it. Whenever Baracus attacks, defending player loses X life, and you create X treasure tokens, where X is the number of creatures in your party. It's got that choose a background if this was your commander, so irrelevant in this current state. All right, Dothy Voidwalker, also a roid. Roid? Also a roid. Rogue. Yes. Wow. Okay, we're going to just leave that right in there. It's got Shadow, if that wasn't funny enough for what else it does. Creature can't be blocked by other creatures without Shadow. Yeah, okay. If a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, instead exile it with a void counter on it. You can sack Dothy Voidwalker and take that exiled card and play it without paying its mana. See, I know how to speak English, sort of. Drana, the Last Blood Chief, a cleric. Flying whenever Drana, the Last Blood Chief attacks, defending player chooses a non-legendary creature card in your graveyard. You return that card to the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it. The creature is a vampire in addition to its other types. We don't really care about the vampire stuff, but we do care that it's a cleric. We love that it flies, and when it attacks, it goes and fetches us stuff. It is a fabulous card out of Zendikar Rising. Dranith, this is just an a-hole card. It jacks up the playfield for your opponents. Your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. What an asshole card. I said it. I'm right. Put it in your deck because it's awesome. And on top of all that, it's a wizard. It's a wizard. Earwig Squad for 5. It's a 5/3 with Prowl. You may cast this for its Prowl cost if you dealt combat damage to a player this turn with a Goblin or Rogue. There's a good chance you might smack somebody with a Rogue, so that would be nice for the Prowl cost. Whenever Earwig Squad enters the battlefield, if its Prowl cost was paid, search target opponent's library for 3 cards and exile them. Then that player shuffles his or her library. I just think this is a very funny card, and if you smack somebody in the face with a rogue, then you get to do the ETB. Otherwise, this is a completely swappable card. Gisa Glorious Resurrector, it's a wizard. It's a 4-drop 4/4. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile instead. And at the beginning of your upkeep, put all creature cards exiled with it onto the battlefield. And it has Decay. Decay just means that if it swings, it gets sacrificed at the end of combat. Not second main, but end of combat. Sometimes that matters. Gonti, Lord of Luxury. It's a rogue, therefore it's in here. It's got a lot of text. Hopefully all you know what this thing does. It's been reprinted to death. When Gonti, Lord of Luxury, enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library, exile one of them face down, and then you get to play that for the rest of the game if you want. I believe for its mana cost. Yeah. For as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana, blah, blah, blah. It's not a freebie, but you get to spend it with any mana you have. It's pretty nice. Gonti's pretty nice. Also a swappable card. It's got a rogue, so it's got synergy, though. Grand Abolisher, it's a cleric that is just badass. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments, which includes mana rocks, which is pretty hilarious. But I don't know what they would do with the mana rock, because if they're tapping the mana rock for something, they can't do it anyways, because look, can't cast spells or activate abilities. Boom! Booyah! Like it. Kalitas, Blood Chief of Get, a warrior, so yes, it's definitely getting included. For 3 black, destroy target creature. If that creature is put in the graveyard this way, put a black vampire creature token on the battlefield. Its power is equal to that creature's power and toughness. Kalitas, Trader of Get, for 4. Lifelink. See, told you we had a little bit of lifelink. It's a 3/4 lifelinker. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile that card and put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. And for 3, sack another vampire or zombie. Put 2 1/1 counters on Kalitas, Trader of Get. This one is just got some versatility to it, and it's a warrior, and I like it, so I put it in because I like it. You see how that went? Yeah, Mangara the Diplomat for 4. It's a 2/4. Doing some double duty here. Some draw mechanics and the party mechanic because it is a cleric, and some lifelink. So this thing is just very, very nice in this build. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of these creatures are attacking you and or planeswalkers you control, draw a card. Thank you very much. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. Awesome all around. Great staple in white. Maskwood Nexus for 4 creatures you control are every creature type. So we can get our party relatively easy with this is out on the battlefield. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. That part doesn't particularly matter for this deck. And for 3, we can create a 2/2 blue shapeshifter creature token with changeling, which means we got more party stuff going on. Party action everywhere. A cleric, Machias the Lunarch, enters the battlefield with X, which is whatever you dump into it. 1/1 counters on it. Put a 1/1 counter on Machias for a tappy. And tappy, remove a 1/1 counter from Machias. Put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control. I mean, yeah, we're going to put that in there. Because why wouldn't we? And then the black version, Machias the Unhallowed. 3 black, intimidate. Whenever a human deals damage to you, destroy it. Yes, we like that. And then other non-human creatures you control get +1/+1, have Undying. We also like that. Although we do have a fair amount of humans, so that may not help us depending on the board state. And the other part is the Undying. Whenever a creature with Undying dies, if it had no 1/1 counters on it, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a 1/1 counter on it. This may or may not fire off depending on if we have the party shenanigans of our commander going off or not. But it's all good in the hood. What? Mother of Runes. Hey, let's tap and give a creature protection from a color of our choice. Yes, we like that. Opposition Agent, also a rogue. It's got flash, and then you get to control an opponent's search tutoring of their library. So let's say they cracked a fetch land. You drop Opposition Agent. Well, guess what? You get to go grab a land, not them. So just remember, this is super janky fun, even early in the game. Turn 2, turn 3, a fetch land shenanigans where you just drop Opposition Agent and go, I get your card, bitches. All right, Rankle, Master of Pranks. It's a rogue. I totally forgot this thing was a rogue when I was putting this thing together. Flying Haste, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, choose any number. You can have each player discard a card. You can have each player lose 1 life and draw a card, and each player sacrifices a creature. So versatile, depending on the board state and what you have going on. Just a great include. And on top of all that, it's a 3/3 flyer with haste. Not bad. Not bad at all. Ravos Soltenda. It's got flying. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. That's fine. We'll take it. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target creature card from a graveyard to your hand. And it's got recursion all built in. We'll take it. Plus, it's the cleric. a cleric, folks. All right, Seasoned Dungeoneer for 4. It's a warrior. When it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. Do some dungeon crawling, yo. Whenever you attack, target attacking cleric, rogue, warrior, or wizard gains protection from creatures until end of turn. It explores. Holy moly. Remember the days when cards didn't do so much damn stuff? Holy shnikes. Whew, and it's a 4-drop 3/4. Just that alone is meh, but hey, with all this extra shenanigans, I am digging this card. Reveal the top card of your library, put the card into your hand if it's a land, otherwise put a 1/1 counter on it. What? Represent? Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Transcendent Master for 3. You can level this thing up. It's in here because it's a cleric and it does fun things. For 1, you can level it up. Level 6 through 11 has lifelink and is a 6/6. Level 12 plus is lifelink 9/9. Indestructible. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Yawgmoth Thran Physician is on the fence whether you need to have, well, you don't need to have this in your deck, but this is a fun include because it's a cleric. It has some versatility. It's got some craziness with it. Protection from humans, pay 1 life, sack another creature, put a -1 counter on up to 1 target creature and draw a card. This is not a sack deck by any means. For 2 black, discard a card and proliferate. The proliferate part is the biggest thing of why we have it in this particular 99 cards. Yes, sirree. Arcane Signet. Why am I saying Arcane Signet? This is Teferi's Protection. Arcane Signet's next. The protection spell of all protection spells. For 3, instant speed. Everything phases out, including you. It's all groovy, and then it all comes back in, and your life can't change. And we all know what this card is, right? Right. That's why we include it. I think I include this in almost every single white deck I have because it's that good. If you don't have it, proxy it. Proxy time. All right, we're going to blast through the ramp. The ramp is exactly what you'd expect. Arcane Signet for our colors. Black Market. When a creature dies, put a charge counter on Black Market. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add black for each charge counter on it. Yes, yes, yes. Deep Gnome, Terramancer. I believe this was in the Precon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. It's got Flash, Mold Earth. Whenever 1 or more lands enters the battlefield under an opponent's control without being played, say like Cultivate, for example, you know what this is about, right? You may search your library for a Plains card, put it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Do this only once each turn. And notice it says Plains. It does not say Basic, which is why this card is going to see a lot of play in my decks. Keeper of the Accord. At the beginning of each opponent's end step, if that player controls more creatures than you, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Yeah, that's fine. We don't really care about that part. At the beginning of each opponent's end step, if that player controls more lands than you, you may search your library for Basic. It does say Basic. Plains card. Put it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. 2 thumbs up to this card. You're going to see this in a lot of decks. This is becoming a pretty big staple in Commander. The Signet in our colors. Soul Ring, of course. Solemn Simulacrum. Ooh, if I said that 4 times fast, I would totally butcher that. When it ETBs, go get a basic land. When it dies, draw a card. We love this card, but not always. But in this deck, yes, thank you very much. The Talisman in our colors. You add the color of your choice. Take 1 ping damage. All right, we're into removal. Removal. Am I speaking too fast? Here, I'll slow down. I can't slow down. Anguished Unmaking for 3. Exile target non-land permanent. You lose 3 life. Great, great in black-white for spot removal. Blood Money. Destroy all creatures. For each non-token creature destroyed this way, you create a tapped treasure token. And we have an alt win condition in here that involves treasures, so just bear with me, folks. Bear with me, and you'll see the payoff of the treasures. Oh, damn. For 2 black, destroy target creature. A creature destroyed this way can't be regenerated. And overload for white, colorless. You can overload this bad boy and destroy all creatures that can't be regenerated. So it's a damnation with a dam. Oh, I see what they did there. Except then it's the Wrath of God colors. So yeah, That's pretty cool. I like that. And it's not even an expensive card, so, you know, you should... Oh, and then there is Damnation. Damn right into Damnation. Destroy all creatures that can't be regenerated. Farewell for more removal that if it wasn't enough to have Damnation in here. Choose one or more. This is like a staple in white decks of like pretty much all the play groups I'm in. It is a just overwhelmingly good card. For 6, yes, 6, that's fine. You can choose one or more. Exile all artifacts, exile all creatures, exile all enchantments, exile all graveyards. Graveyard hate on top of everything. This card is bananas good. And while it's not very expensive, and assuming that you don't reprint a bazillion of these, I suggest you go pick up a full set of these because it's awesome. Fracture for 2, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker. Merciless Eviction, exile all artifacts, exile all creatures, exile all enchantments, exile all planeswalkers. Choose one. It does cost 6. It's not as good as Farewell, but it is in here and it is good. Mortify, destroy target creature, enchantment. Path to exile, exile target creature. They get a basic land for their troubles. And then this is the alternate one that they gain life based on its power. Spot removal at its finest, people. Utter and exile target non-land permanent. I mean, we're in black and white, so we're going to just hate on your opponent's boards with serious removal. Vindicate, destroy target permanent. Permanent. Yes. Wrath of God, because we want a Wrath of God in here. For surezies. Treasure. Whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, create 2 treasure tokens. Yes, please. Thank you. We like this. Sacrifice X treasures. Target creature gets -X until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. But more importantly is having treasures to sack for mana and for something else, which I'll show you, which you probably already know what it's going to be. All right, life insurance for 5. Extort. Whenever you cast a spell, you may pay black or white. If you do, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain that much life. And that can really start paying off for you if you have ways of extorting regularly. Whenever a non-token creature dies, you lose 1 life and create a treasure token. Master of Ceremonies. What a goofy looking picture. I like it though. I really like it. All right, for 4, 3, 4. All right. We got some words. Here. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent chooses money, friend, or secrets. For each player who chooses money, you and that player each create a treasure token. For each player who chooses friends, you and that player each create a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token. For each player who chooses secrets, you and that player each draw a card. Whew! So it benefits you always about more than your opponents. Fair enough? Fair enough. Monologue tax. Blech. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, bleh, you vomit out treasure tokens, apparently. Or is that the person vomiting out the treasure token? That's such a weird picture. Such a weird picture. I love it, though. All right, more treasure action. Piteous Plunderer for 4. Whenever another creature you control dies, create a colorless treasure artifact token with second. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Here's the payoff. The payoff. Revel in Riches. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, create a colorless treasure artifact token with sack this artifact, add 1 mana, blah, 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 blah. At the beginning of your upkeep. So make it to your upkeep with this on the board. If you control 10 or more treasures, you win. I'm a winner. You're a winner. All right, Ruthless Technomancer, still in the treasure ilk. Oh, by the way, if you're new to the channel and you made it this far, thank you for watching and become a subscriber. You know the drill. Whenever Ruthless Technomancer enters the battlefield, you may search another creature. Not search. Sacrifice another creature you control. If you do, create a number of treasure tokens equal to that creature's power. And it should have just ended right there. But you can also, for 3, sacrifice X artifacts, return target creature card with power X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. X can't be 0. So much text on these. Just so much text. So much text. Smothering Tithe. Yes. Treasures. Whenever opponent draws a card, they gotta pay 2, or you get a treasure. Super annoying. Love it. Tempting Contract. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent may create a treasure token. For each opponent who does, you create a treasure token. So this is more of a politics piece. It's fun. It's fine. But if you got something better in mind, swap this card out first. For surezies. I like the card because it's like, hey, you want to create treasure trove? Yeah. It's the social thing, right? All right, and then I believe this is the last treasure piece in this particular deck. Treasure chest for 3. 4, sacrifice treasure chest, roll a d20. 1 is lose 3 life. That sucks. 2 through 9, create 5 treasure tokens. That's pretty damn good. 10 through 19, you gain 3 life and draw 3 cards. Also damn good. And if you happen to hit a 20, well, then bravo, golf clap. Search your library for a card. If it's an artifact card, you may put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put the card into your hand, then shuffle. Treasure chest is awesome. We got the treasure theme in here, so keep this card in there because it's just fun. All right, we got some tutors, not many, but we got the ones you'd expect. Search the library for a card, put that card in your hand, then shuffle your library for 2 demonic tutor. Grim tutor, because I was like, we could put vampiric, we could put this, we could put that, whatever. I think we actually did put vampiric in here. Grim tutor, search the library for a card, put that card in your hand, then shuffle your library. You lose 3 life for 3. I mean, at least you're not seeing like an imperial seal or something. And then you'd be like, Ryan, you are a goofball. Vampiric tutor, search your library for a card, then shuffle your library and put that card on top of it. You lose 2 life at instant speed. Instant speed. Then we're at the maybe board, the stuff that didn't make the cut. All right, so Nalia de Arnise, very, very fun commander to play. It's going to surprise your opponents when they see how high of a power level it is, because they're going to just look at it and go, oh, cute, you're playing the Precon, and you keep real quiet, and you just go, yeah, that's what I'm doing. The Precon. And then boom shalaka, you're going to be throwing 1/1s all over the place. It'll be lots of fun. All right, thanks for tuning in. Check out our other channels. And yeah, peace out.